Get him, come! Play. Good boy.
Okay, one thing I would recommend is that you read the directions thoroughly before you start the training. We didn't do that so well in the beginning, and we ended up having to go back and fixing some of the mistakes we made along the way.
Recommended daily practice, 2 15-minute sessions. Stop before your dog gets full or tired. Your dog already knows how to watch you on cue. Now we're going to teach him another game. We're going to teach him to touch a target with his nose. As you saw from the overview, targeting is not only useful for this training program, it's also the foundation for training tricks, obedience, and agility exercises. In general, we'll practice in short sessions of about 10 trials or repetitions. When your dog gets 9 out of 10 trials right in a row at any given step, you can go on to the next step. It's a good idea to keep practice sessions short. One way to do this is to practice during TV commercial breaks. First, extend the target 1.5 to 2 feet so it's long enough to reach your dog's nose from a distance. Next, with your dog facing the treat and train, present the target at nose level several inches away, but close enough for him to reach with his outstretched neck. When he reaches out to investigate the target, tone and treat, and simultaneously remove the target. If he already knows the tone-treat association well and is hungry for the food you're using, he should immediately turn to get his treat. If he's not that motivated for the food at this instant or doesn't know the association well, he'll take his time. Some dogs are hesitant to investigate the target. For these dogs, you can put a dab of peanut butter on the target for steps 1 and 2. With or without the peanut butter, when your dog can touch the target immediately upon presentation 9 out of 10 times in a row, you can go to step 2. Step 2 is similar to step 1, but this time present the target so that your dog has to walk 1 to 3 steps to touch it. Make sure you present the target where your dog can see it, smooch to get his attention if you have to, and be sure to present it briskly in order to draw his attention to it. This looks easy until you watch someone try it for the first time. Here's Marilyn demonstrating some common mistakes. Can you pick them out? Let's look at the correct technique again and then come back to this. It's up, you put it down, and as soon as the dog touches it, you remove it from the dog's view. Let's see that again in slow motion. Start with the target up out of your dog's view, and then in a swift motion, lower it so we can see it. The sudden appearance will attract his attention. Then when he touches it, tone and treat, and simultaneously remove the target so that he focuses on getting his treat rather than remaining focused on the target. Now can you catch the mistakes? Here Marilyn's holding the target out all the time instead of removing it. Here she's moving it farther away, and her dog Fergie doesn't actually touch the target. Once you place the target, hold it still. In cases where your dog doesn't respond, rather than waving the target around or moving it closer like I'm doing with this dog, completely remove the target and then represent it in an appropriate location. This dog is still on step 1, so I represent the target close to his nose. Remember, the goal is to teach your dog to move towards and touch the target, not for him to train you to move the target closer to him. Also notice that when you skip steps, your dog may not respond very well. Now Marilyn has this technique down better. It's a good idea to have someone watch your technique for this exercise, especially if your dog's responding slowly. Also, remember to smooch only when needed to get his attention, and make your movements brisk and energetic, like so. When your dog performs 9 out of 10 trials in a row correctly, you can go on to step 3. Note that each time your dog touches the target immediately upon presentation, he's performed a trial correctly. Non-responses count as incorrect trials. By now, your dog's getting pretty good, and it hasn't taken him long to learn. Next, we'll build up some distance. Briskly present the target far enough away so that your dog has to take 3 to 5 steps to touch it. Tone and treat as he touches the target. Gradually change the heights and directions that he has to turn to touch the target. Note that if your dog looks like this on step 2, but like this on step 3, then you went to step 3 too soon. Also, remember to take a look at this from your dog's point of view. If you present the target out of view, he won't see it. One other thing. Some dogs tend to grab the target, especially if you hold it up high so that they have to jump for it. This is acceptable if you're okay with it. If you want your dog to only touch the target with his nose, though, then only reward touching with the nose and ignore responses when he grabs the target. Once your dog targets quickly and does so 9 out of 10 times in a row, you can go to the last step of this section. Right now, your dog's cue for touching the target is visual presentation of the target. When he sees you present the target, he automatically runs over and touches it, and then gets a reward. In the next step, you'll add the verbal cue. In this step, start with the target out of view. Then when your dog's facing away from you, say target distinctly so that he orients to the sound of your voice, and then immediately present the target so he sees it. Target! Target! Your voice should cause him to orient, and then the first thing he'll see is the target, which is his cue to touch it with his nose. After several trials, he'll get the idea that the word is always followed by presentation of the target, and that consequently the word must mean he should go and touch the target. Target! Note that if you say the cue word and present the visual cue at the same time, like this owner is doing,
target,
your dog may take forever to learn that the word target means the same as the visual cue, because he has no reason to learn the verbal cue.
target, target,
When you present the two cues together, your dog will pay attention to the more noticeable visual cue because he already knows what it means, and this will block him from learning that the verbal cue means the same thing. In psychology, this phenomenon is called blocking. Your dog doesn't absolutely need to know the cue word at this point in the training. He can go on to the next stage of training as soon as he runs 3 to 5 steps to touch the target. It's vital that his targeting is brisk, though, as you'll need good targeting abilities for the next segment of training. One other useful thing about targeting is that on days when you don't feel like training, you can just exercise your dog by having him target to the stationary target. To teach him to touch this target, just tone and treat whenever he touches it. Target! Target! that your dog knows how to target, and even before he's finished learning, you can go on to the exercises called Say Please by Sitting and even Rewarding Calm Behavior. These basic exercises are essential for most dogs to complete the program.
Ferdinand was doing fantastically with the study. I got to the strangers coming to the door portion. I realized we needed to go back and work on other parts like Say Please by Sitting and Rewarding Calm Behavior. I recommend that everybody start out with those extra exercises, no matter how well your dog is progressing through the study.
Also, if you skip the section called How Fido Learns, make sure you go back before you go on to stage 3 of training. Doing so will save time in the long run. And lastly, if your dog does not yet know how to lie down on cue, make sure you watch the section on Teaching Fido to Lie Down.